Sir, small doubt, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So can we use this USQL in Azure Data Factory?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can using Azure Data Factory, you can trigger USQL jobs and also Databricks jobs.
Okay.
So remember one thing, sir, this is just a entry point. USQL is just entry point, but in real time, you will be using 90% of your work will be with Azure Databricks only. Okay, so Databricks is very efficient, very faster. At the same time, it overcomes all the limitations of the USQL.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, one clarification as a follow-up. If we want to share resources, so let's say if we want to look at the files in your folder, so is that a job of Data Factory or Databricks, or is it shareable with the URL that you showed us?
Yeah, that can be shared within Azure applications and also by out of Azure applications by setting some security settings.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that is public URI. Whatever
Sir,
URI
you
is.
said.
Sir, I have a question. It's related with Azure streaming.
Yes, sir. Not Azure streaming is not allowed in this question. Please, you can ask me later. So because a lot of new guys are here.
Okay.
A
Sure.
lot of.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, one
what
question
about this
on
one?
Unified Excel.
Yes.
So you are saying all the limitations will be overcome in Databricks. So Databricks is a different language, or
Yeah,
how
that,
it is
that
when
will
compared
be,
to USQL?
yeah, Databricks will support different languages like Java. I think you did not watch my previous video. I explained already this one. It can be done with Scala, okay, and also with Python, and also with R language. Suppose you are a data analyst already working with R language, so straight away you can use R language scripts. You are a Python programmer, write Python with Spark. That is called PySpark. No problem.
Okay.
So with in this session, for Python, separate Monday to Friday sessions I will take. Okay.
Yeah.
And when you step into the Databricks, okay, we go the coding with PySpark.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
If any R programmers are here, I will show you with R language also. If any Java programmers are there, I will guide you and I will show you with R language also. So first, our training will be based on completely PySpark. If you are from different backgrounds like Java or Scala, I will guide you with that. Okay, because unfortunately I am with all the languages.
It's not unfortunate, sir. It's fortunate.
That's so unfortunate for you, huh?
Last question. Like starting Monday, you will be providing on Python, right? Like,
Yes.
will you do some hands-on on R also? Because I'm totally new on Python, like on big data. So I'm into business intelligence.
No worries. Python you will enjoy even though you are new to the programming. I will make you the programming very simplified. Okay. So no problem, you can learn it. Still, if you have you want our language, I will guide you our language also.
Sir, you'll be sharing. You mentioned in the last session, right? You'll be sharing the machine learning algorithm videos as well. So can you please?
I can do.
Yeah.
No problem. Like software is so many softwares are open source. I am also open source for you. Okay. Don't worry.
Hello, sir. Sir, can the database which is available, sir, can the database means the way we store in the Azure can it be a API system? Means can we get the data from using API?
Yes, we can get it.
So how will control the flow of the API, sir? Because thing is, suppose if we want the processing data, whichever we have processed, only a particular part should be available for the user. Remaining all parts should be with the institution. Means
actually here there is a security options with Azure Active Directory. Okay. So with that we can control the security settings. Those operations we will see later.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So shall I go ahead with the coming concept?
I just have one more question about
after few minutes. After few minutes, you please ask. Huh? After few minutes only. I'm going to mute you all. Okay, so I don't have time because time is till only because only 47 minutes available. Again, after completion of 10, I need to step into another different class. Okay, all of you understood the previous merging technique. If all input files have different schemas, how to merge. But one thing remember, you are merging 3 files or more files means the purpose of each file should be same. This is talking about employees, this is talking about employees, this is talking about employees. Suppose the first file is talking about employees, second file is talking about the products, and third file is talking about sales transactions, then you should not merge it. Got it? You are merging some files means the purpose of all the input files should be same. Remember that. Okay, one simple thing, one practical demonstration. Some conditional transformations, how to perform. Suppose I have a first file. So same input statement I am taking here. So what is the script number? Script number. I think 5. Script 3, script 4, script 5. Let's say script 5. I'm taking input from the first file. My first file name is profiles.txt. So here the schema, what we observed in the first file is like this: ID name, salary, gender, and department number. So already I explained this scenario about conditional transformation in the last class, but in group I read some messages, 10RI operator is not working, somebody complained. No, it will work. Okay. So only for this gender kind of transformation, let's see. The gender values we have like this. If you look at the gender column, the values what we have is M for males and F for females. I want to transform all M into as male, all F's into female. Different ways I will show you. After completion of way number 1, I will unmute you. Please answer me regarding this. I'm taking about solution number 1. Observe this. Let's say MF is my data object. Select the column list I am giving, what are the columns that I need. As a last column, I am taking gender. I am providing some constant value as gen. Here as also should be in uppercase. So here I want to retrieve only males data. Where gen equal to M. This is my condition. It will retrieve only males values and transforming for the gender for all the rows. It is supplying some constant value as male. After that, I want to take female data. Union all, because the merge technique we are applying. Select ID, name, salary, department number. So here for all the female roles, I am supplying some constant value as female. As gender, where gender equals to female. I'm closing this query. So finally, I will write output this MF. The output statement I am taking from here. This is MF. Let's go for the data object name as MF1, MF1.txt. This is my output file. Output file paths also you can keep into one variables. Every time instead of using that much of biggest paths, you can directly use the variables. Okay, next class, I will explain about that one. I will show you the scenarios related with that. So this is one solution. First query is taking only males. Second query is taking only females. For the gender column, one constant value here you are supplying, and for all the females, you are supplying some constant value female. So this is one solution, but this is bad solution. First, please answer me why this solution is bad. I will unmute you. Please answer me.
Sir, it will take high time and it will read each and every data.
It has to read each and every record.
Yes.
They're reading the files twice.
Because we can avoid, just we can search only for males, and the rest, like else condition, we can replace it with female.
What exactly you said is correct.
We can use case statement twice, like in SQL. Something.
Yes, what you said is correct. Suppose you have 1 lakh rows. Think that among 60K are males and 40K are females. Okay, 60K are males, 40K are females. When I run this query, when I run the first query, to take these 60, but it is scanning all the 1 lakh rows. Reading the first record, checking the condition. If true, it is taking, otherwise it is leaving. On that way, it is reading 1 lakh rows, and additional button is condition check. Again, when you come to the second query, it is reading all the 1 lakh rows again. Here 1 lakh rows it is reading, here 1 lakh rows it is reading. Again, additional work is for merging. That is the problem in solution 1. That's why this is very bad solution. Okay, don't think that you have only 1 lakh rows. Think that there are millions or billions of rows are there. At that time, if you apply this query, you will have to wait for days time to complete for the completion of the job. So that's why here for performing such kind of things, the solution 2 is perform conditional transformation. Look at the conditional transformation number 2. Sorry, solution number 2. A simple modification I am doing here. This is our input file. But in the place of transformation, which is MF, I am modifying this statement. Select, don't say star, because you want to work with a particular column. That's why ID, name, salary, department number. As a last column, I want to keep, okay. I don't want to change the position of the field. Here I am giving one condition. Gender equals to male. That is my condition. If this condition is true, return the value as male, male. If condition got false, return the value female. This is ternary operator. So observe this ternary operator has 3 parts. One is condition, after that question mark. Then this is called a true value. This is called false value. Okay. So for this, I am setting one alias as gender. The last field I want as department number. From your table, the table name, data 1 we have. The output I want to write is EMF. Let me execute this. During that execution, I will explain what is the advantage. I think again I need to relog in. Please wait, sir. It's loading. What is our resource group previously we created? That is demo group, correct? No, demo storage. Yes. I'm going into data lake analytics account. Running this job now. Job is transformation number 1, TR1 I'm giving. I will copy the previous code. File name I did not change, same file name. Previously worked with some file, the same file I am using. So here semicolon missed. Remaining okay. Submitting this one, sir. Meanwhile, offloading. You please explain me what is the advantage within this when compared with the previous solution. Unmuted user.
It required
can avoid
minimum RUs.
That means only if I have 1 lakh rows, it is scanning how many rows?
1 lakh.
Only 1 lakh. Only one time.
One time only.
Only 1 lakh.
One thing is, if the gender is not M, then it will print it as female. But if the data is like NA or something is there, then female comes not first. The gender is.
All of you understand this one. If I have 1 lakh rows, this query is reading only 1 lakh times. That too for our Azure data lake, if data volume is bigger, backend storage for your data lake is HDFS file system. As per the behavior of HDFS file system, file is divided into blocks. These blocks will be distributed across multiple nodes. Okay. During that process, multiple nodes will be parallelly processing this data. Even though you submitted USQL job, finally the backend processing will be parallelized. Okay. So please check the output. So the job execution completed. Let's go for the output. I think here data outputs not showing anything. Okay, go back to storage account. So here data explorer. From this, I am selecting my storage account. We have written output into results directory. What is the file name we have given? MF1. Correct? Or MF1 or different? Yes, MF1 we have given. Let's check MF1 values. Okay. So here little transformation. Previously the values were M, F like that. Now I am cleaning this as male, female like this. So previously for some people it did not work, means there might be some little syntactical mistake. Please verify that one. But here I have only two options. Either male or female. Only two options I have for this gender variable. If I have more than two variables, giving complicated nested gents is very nested 10 array operators is very tough for the programmer. So for that, the solution, there are two solutions. One is with the 10 array operator, second one is with the case statement. How both will be, I will show you. One is nested 10 array operator. For example, I have department column. What the values I have is 11, 12, 13. And 14, 15 like this. Think that. In this way, so many. I want to transform this 11 as some X, like let's say marketing. 12 into HR. Already I explained this into the last class also. 13 into finance. Other than 11, 12, 13, remaining, all remaining, I want it as other. Okay. So two solutions, let's see. Later, you will select the best solution. You will guide me which is the best solution. So this time I'm concentrating only on the department number only. For example, in my select statement, let's say my transformed content TR equals to select ID, name, salary, gender. Okay, I'm not doing any change for the gender and department number. For this department number, I want to apply this transformation, conditional transformation. The first condition I am giving as a department number equals to 11. If this condition true, I want to return a value as marketing. Suppose condition false, then I am checking one more condition. The condition is department number equals to 12. If this is true, I want to return the value as HR. Else, one more condition I want to check. In the place of false value, I am giving one more condition. If department number equals to 13, then I want to return the value finance. Still else, if it is not 11, not 12, not 13, I want to return a value as other. Okay, here one condition close for this. One more bracket for this marketing false, like this. So after that, as usual, you have to set alias for your expression as department name. That is one new field you are generating from your data object. Let's say the previous data object, which is data 1. Okay. After that, you can write this output into system. This is one way. So this is a solution if I have more than 2 options. Because in the case of gender, you have only 2 options, male, female. But here I have more than 2 options. At the time, this is the way. So still another solution is there. Solution 2. That is with the case statement. This case statement is available in all SQL versions and also in almost all programming languages. Okay, but in generally programming languages, you have a statement called switch case statement. I'm going to use this switch case on this case statement now. The same statement I'm replacing with that case statement. All of you please observe. Let's say TR equals to select ID, name, salary, gender. In the case of department number, I'm applying this case DNO. Case, the case variable. Here, when, what, when, then, 2 things will be there. I'm replacing one value. When department number is 11, I want to replace with marketing. Okay. Again, next, when it is 12, then I'm explaining, then I'm expecting the value HR. When it is 13, then finance. Okay. Still, if you want to work with remaining things, you can work. Or even you can say a default value. If it is default, that means if it is not 11, 12, 13, you can go it as other. Once it is end, you can set the alias as department name. From table, the table name, data 1. Data 1. Later you can write the output of this one. So which is easy? This is very much easy. When 11, when 12, when 13, if it is not 11, 12, 13, you can set one more option, default. That means if it is not 11, 12, 13, what value you want to return like other, you can return. Okay. So because of this, even though if there are 12 options or 13 options, easily you can write the code. But really, if there are, you want to concentrate on 13 different operations, means so many nested will come. Definitely, obviously, it will cause performance degradation. Point number 1, coding complexity, and point number 2, performance degradation. Okay. So now, same thing. Go back to this one. There is another way. Salary. Salary also you want to transform. Salary related conditions you can give. Give the conditions like a 10 array, or you can give the conditions within case also. On that way, even transformations with this, this is not only for USQL, this is available in normal SQLs also. You go for almost any SQL, these options will be available. Okay. So in this way, you have to perform the conditional transformations. In tomorrow class, we go for complex transformations. What exactly the meaning of a complex transformations we will see. Now, you know, till now what you know is taking a reading data from single file and output into single file. And single file reading output into multiple files. Again, multiple inputs. You are taking multiple inputs from, that means from different files, and output into single file. All these operations we have seen, but between reading and writing, you are performing different transformations like this. So these things are simply called as conditional transformations. Now one thing activity. I have two files again separately. I have a file EMP. I have a file department. In the case of EMP file, the schema is like this. ID name, salary, department number, and gender. Gender and department number. Here I have the things like this. Department number, department name, and department location. Let's say simply shortcut MD location. And these are the fields I have. So 1 minute, I will unmute you. So time is less. Please quickly answer. How to deal this? What is the solution for this?
Using join.
In
transformation.
Yeah, we can
joins.
use join.
Okay.
Join based on the department number.
Yeah, joining column based on the department number condition. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is also comes under, this also comes under simple transformation only. So first, after completion of this, I will explain why we need to join. What if my data is at here? What if my data is at here? Like this. Think that you have different departments. I have only departments like 11, 12, and 30. In the case of employee file, a department number is duplicated because in a single department, multiple employees can be existed. But in the department table, a department number is unique. Okay, department number is unique. So how joins are going to provide the solution? What is the shape of joins in, especially in USQL, we will see. Let's say my content is, my data object is here joined. What fields you want to take? So specify in the same order. I'm taking one alias. The alias for EMP is X. The alias for DEPT is Y. Just assume. I'm taking like this. X dot ID, X dot name, X dot salary, X dot gender, and X dot department number. But I don't want this department number. I want a department name value. So that is available with Y, which is alias for the second table. Dot Y, department name, Y dot department location. What are all the fields you are expecting? You have taken all the fields. From table name. The table name, I have two tables here. One is EMP. Think that our data object is EMP. That is previous to this statement, you have to read data from first file. Okay. Think that your data object is @EMP. Join. Right side table, which is DEPT. Okay. For the left side table, you are setting one alias as X. For right side table, the alias as Y. Here you have to apply join condition. The joining condition I am applying as on. Okay. The joining condition, X dot department number equals to Y dot department number. For example, first employee is 11, 11 should join with 11 only. Second employee is 12, 12 should be joined with 12 only. Okay. So that join condition I have given. This is simply called as inner equi join. So still other joins are there. In next concepts, we will be discussing those things. Tomorrow, our task is performing complex transformations. So what exactly the complex transformations we will be understanding there in tomorrow class. So whatever the work today we did, those are simple transformations. After that, you can write this output into the output at the red join. Remaining statements, you can write it. So for now, look at only this one thing, that already have two data objects. EMP, the purpose is different. DEPT, the purpose is different, but there is a connection between these two tables. Based on the department number, the connection is established. So here my first question. If data is in EMP and DEPT, what's problem? My next question, why you denormalized it? This is my second question. So what is the sample output shape? You just observe. Sample output of this joint content is like this. For example, the first employee 101, name Amar, salary 40, and he is male, department number 11. But only this information is only available in the first file. But after that, you additionally have joined with department name and department location. That information is available in second file, second table, which is a DEPT. So here itself, I need marketing and his location also. Let's say location India. Same style, 102, name Amala, 50,000, female, 13 department, means that finance. She is from USA. In this way, for all the rows will be joined. This is just an inner join. Later we see the different use cases of outer joins and cross joins also. So here, based on this, after seeing this output, what is the advantage you are getting? First, try to answer me. What's your problem if data is like this? And why you denormalized it? This is what denormalized content. Okay, I am going to unmute. Please answer one by one. So please don't attack at a time.
Reduces the redundancy of data.
Duplicate and redundant data.
Duplication of data.
No, you are not touching my exact point. Already data is here.
We go for denormalization so that we can narrow the data. We can apply the filters
Data
on the two
integrity.
tables.
The
Why
data is
too
more
many
meaningful now.
relationship between the EMP
Data
and
integrity.
DPT?
Now, denormalization and normalization of data basically based on the requirement.
You minimize
When
duplicate.
you are having a
Yes.
OLTP database, you will go for a normalization of data. But
Yes.
when you are going for a OLAP or a huge data processing, then you will go for a denormalization to
Sir,
avoid the
sir,
joining confusion.
hello, sir. You said 100% correct. I appreciate you. Remember, all of you, generally in OLTP system, data is available in normalized according to normalized forms. Again, please don't ask me what are normalized forms. Okay, please go for SQL documentation. So one of the normalization form rule is avoid the redundancy. For that, they will keep all employees data into EMP table, all department data into DEPT table, all salaries in related transactions, they will keep into salary table. Okay. Like this, they keep products into separate table. They keep sales transactions into separate table. They keep customers into separate table like this. As per OLTP, the data modeling will be like this. But this model for big data is very bad. For example, a small query, sir. Look at this. All of you look at these two tables. Look at these two tables. A simple analytic report I want based on these two things. A simple analytic report I want. I have two input tables. I have two input tables. These are the two input tables. My query, for each location, what is the salary budget? What is total salary budget? I want to generate this report. Think that data is in the normalization forms. All employees in EMP, all departmental details are into DEPT. What is the query we need to apply?
So in that case, we
Select a sum of salary.
Go slow. Slowly. Tell me now. Select first what you need.
Location.
Okay. Y dot.
Location.
Select Y dot. Location. Comma.
Sum of salary.
Sum of salary.
Sum of X dot salary.
From
Group by.
Wait. From what is the table name?
Employee.
From at the rate EMP. At the rate EMP. Join
by
Department.
at the rate DEPT.
Department.
Let's say alias here as Y, because I am not following correct syntax. Okay, just I am writing everything into the small case just to try to understand. As X. What is the join condition?
On.
Y dot.
employee dot ID equal to
No,
department
no,
number
not
equal-
ID. X dot department number
X dot
equals to
depart-
Y
Y dot department number.
Y dot department number. This
Group
thing
by-
you need to apply with where clause, right?
Yeah.
After
by-
that, finally,
Group by
Group by X dot salary.
no,
Location.
no.
Y dot location.
Y dot,
Y dot D
Y
log.
dot location.
Yeah.
correct? Okay. This
I
is
have a question here.
wait,
Sorry
wait,
to
wait,
interrupt.
wait, sir, wait, sir, wait, sir. This is query number 1. Okay. Query number 1, right? Query number 2. Think that already data is denormalized. Data is denormalized, right? What is the output data we have taken? Directly think that is joined. The joined information already I have written into some file. Think that the file name is denorm. Okay. Now I am writing the query like this. Select a delocation, comma, sum of salary from, let's say the file name is denorm, @denorm. The previous output I have read into this denorm.
Group by D log.
Delocation. Among these two queries, output same, sir. If you go for this, output same. If you go for this, output same. Which query is faster?
Second query, sir.
Second query. Why first query is slower?
Because we are not using
Because
joints
we are
here.
joining in the
Tables
first
we are
query,
joining.
it has to read 2 tables, but in the second it has to read only 1 table.
Not only reading 2 tables, remember. Not only reading 2 tables, it has to apply joins. Join is the complex headache for the database or any data processing system. Understand? Every time you call like this, every time the joins have to be applied. Understand? But here, already one time only you have taken the risk. Only one time you have taken the risk. The output, you denormalize the content. You have written the output into some file. After that, directly you are using that file. Next onwards, no need of applying joins, right?
But we have to we have to wait for the storage, right? We have to.
No, don't care, sir. Don't care about the storage. Industry is not worrying about that one. Industry is worrying about only processing speed and optimizing the costs. That's it. Because if you talk about only just because of this, how much your storage will be increased? Maybe 1 terabyte might be increased. Already companies are fighting with 100 terabyte and petabyte of data. If you are already carrying 30 kgs of weight, if I put 1 kg weight on your head, any problem to you?
But sir, denormalize causes data redundancy also, right?
Let it be. This is not online application. This is a batch application. What I'm expecting is for my analytics people, always data should be available faster. The data processing should be faster. In OLTP, go for normalization, but in analytics, go for denormalization.
Yeah, exactly. The reason is that when you have normalized data, you have to read 2 sets of data.
Yes.
That is data from 2 tables.
Yes.
It consumes
That too, in our story, only 2 tables are involving. But in our real-time jobs, you will be at a time you will have to work with 16 different tables.
Exactly.
At the time, if your single join is using all these 16 tables, how much painful for the processing? Then the processing bill will be more than our team salaries, man. Understood?
Sir, can you repeat that that statement? You said when you have normalized data. Can you repeat that statement?
Yeah, denormalized data means only one thing. As per normalization rules, all employees are here, all departments are here. But here in the denormalization, what you are keeping, all employees and departments, you are keeping like this. You are keeping all the complete full information of a particular employee in a single row. So that is what denormalizing. Anti model to normalized models. Okay. Like this.
But sir, here the query you have written, selected DLOG, sum of salary from @denorm. That @denorm is also resultant of one of the query involving joins, right?
No. Previous statement should be like this: denorm, extract. Already have written. Okay. Already have written output into some file, right? You have written output into some file, right? Specify the path of that file and schema of that.
Okay.
Got it. Now directly you are working with a file, not with a join.
Correct. Yeah.
Understood.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, sir. Time is 9:53 because please excuse me. I have by 10 I have other session. So immediately I need one small break. I need to go into next class.
I just have a quick question about the SQL class. When will you be having that one?
Pardon?
I remember one of the first sessions you mentioned that we will be having a SQL class with Python as well.
Yes, yes.
So I just wanted to know.
Yeah, Python will be started from Monday.
Okay.
Okay.
And SQL?
That is like okay, Python. 1 minute, sir. I will stop recording and then.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 minute.